So here's the question. Can an economy grow forever? And if it can, what would that actually mean for you? So not for governments, not for some statistic on the news, for you. Your wages, your home. Whether your life gets better over the coming 20 years or quietly gets harder. Because here is an idea that most people have accepted without ever questioning. That the economy can't grow forever. That a finite planet can't support infinite growth. It's in the textbooks. Every expert repeats it. It sounds like plain common sense. But it's simply not quite right. And the part that gets wrong is the part that decides your future. Because if growth can continue, and I'm actually going to show you that it can, then you could end up wealthier, healthier, freer than almost any generation before you. Cheaper energy, better medicine, more time, more choices. But there's one condition. There's one line we simply cannot cross. If you cross it, and all of that, including your piece of it, simply falls apart. And it's one part of the story almost nobody talks about. So let's talk about it. But we'll start with the thing that most people get backwards. Economic activity, GDP, is simply not the same thing as physical stuff. It is not tons of metals pulled from the ground, it isn't barrels of oil, it simply isn't mass. GDP is value. And value can grow while the footprint of that value shrinks. And here's the cleanest example there is. Imagine 30 years ago, sending a letter meant a postman, a van, fuel, paper, ink, a stamp, probably some kind of sorting facility, a delivery route, and probably a couple of days of waiting. Today, it's quite different. You send an email, almost no material, apart from infrastructure, not much energy, it arrives in a second, and it's better in most measurable ways. And the fact is that this email is also counted as economic activity. The service, the networks, the device in your hand, it all counts as GDP. We have replaced something expensive and quite resource heavy with something that wastes almost nothing, and the economy grows because of it. Economists call this dematerialization, growth that comes from doing things a bit more intelligently, not by taking more from the ground. And once you start to notice it, you will see it everywhere. If you look at music, we went from plastic, trucks, shops. Now it's a stream that weighs nothing. Maps used to be paper. Cameras were film and chemicals. Phone books, fax machines, video stores, entire industries folded into one single device that weighs almost nothing in comparison. That is not the economy shrinking, that's the economy becoming more efficient. But this is the moment that most people stop paying attention and they miss what matters most, because there's one thing nearly everyone is certain that we will run out of: energy. We are not running out of energy, not even remotely. The sun delivers more energy to Earth in a single hour than the human race uses within an entire year. Just think of that for a moment. 1 hour against everything we do in a whole year. We have never really been short of energy, we have been quite poor at collecting it. But this is changing quickly now. Solar has fallen more than 90% in costs in a single generation. And it's still falling. And we can build far more than we have today. Not only twice as much, but orders of magnitude more. And wind, storage, modern grid, if you add this, you arrive at something close to limitless power. And just forget for a moment you don't care about climate change, because this is simply not about being green, it's about mathematics. Picture it this way: take every drop of fuel on Earth, all the coal, oil and gas, and burn it over the next 1,000 years. With all of that energy, you could actually lift roughly one Mount Everest worth of mass into space. That's the entire fossil inheritance, the whole tank, everything we can do with it. And you get to spend it only once. Now take the sunlight that lands on Earth over that same 1,000 years. With that, you could actually lift about 60,000 Mount Everests. So that's 60,000 against one. And that gap isn't just a one-time thing. Fossil fuel is a stock. It's a fixed inheritance. You can spend it exactly once and then it's gone forever. Sunlight, though, is a flow. It keeps arriving every single day, whether you use it or not. for billions of years more. So go out not only 1,000 years, but let's go out 10,000 of years. And the fossil numbers simply don't even add up to a minuscule part of what solar can do. The longer the horizon, the more absurd the comparison becomes. Fusion actually sits in the same category. This is an energy source so large that it's effectively bottomless. Different method, same conclusion. We are not running out of energy. We just need to learn to harvest the flow instead of burning up the last stock we have of it. It isn't a political preference, but over any serious stretch of time, it is simply the only option that adds up. Renewable energy isn't a scarce ration to be fought over, it is almost unlimited supply to be used, and we are barely beginning to use it. And if we have abundant, cheap energy, this changes everything that follows from it. With enough of it, almost anything can be recycled. Metals recover from old products instead of mined from new ground. Waste become raw material. The economy becomes a circular economy instead of one that is linear. We can grow more food on less land with less water. Through better methods of bioengineering, we can make people less sick. The same progress that gives us AI and robotics also gives us medicines, materials, and possibilities no one alive has yet to imagine. And this is where it comes back to you, because cheaper energy means lower bills and low prices on nearly everything you buy. Better medicine means more healthy years for you and the people you love and the people you hate. A circular economy means the things you own cost less and last longer. And growth like this doesn't stay in a spreadsheet, it shows up in your actual life. So, can the economy grow forever through knowledge, energy, and human ingenuity? Well, it can. There isn't any law of physics that says that human progress has to stop. But there is one thing where the optimists sometimes get wrong. Growing forever does not mean everything goes, because energy and ideas may effectively be unlimited, but the planet's capacity to deal with some of our dumbest activities is simply not unlimited. We cannot keep using the atmosphere as a free dumping ground for carbon. This is a hard ceiling, and we are pressing against it right now. We cannot take more fish from the oceans than the oceans can replace. It's not very hard math. Overfish and the catch collapses. For everyone, for a really long time. But if you manage it carefully, let it recover, and the sea yields more than it does today, year after year. The limit was never the enemy. Ignoring it is the enemy. Fossil fuels will run out eventually, and that's fine because we don't need them as long as we actually make the transition to resources that don't run out. So two things true at once. The first, growth does not require destroying the planet. We can become extraordinarily prosperous through AI, clean energy, bioengineering, even through reaching into space for room and resources. But the second one is also true. This future only arrives if we stay on the right side of this line. Don't overload the atmosphere. Don't strip the oceans. Don't poison the system that we depend on to live. Otherwise, it will be very, very costly to clean that up. If you stay within those limits, there's almost no ceiling on how good life can become. But if we cross them, and we'll meet a wall that is no amount of growth can break through. The future isn't doomed, but it's not guaranteed either. It's a choice, and not only one made by governments far above you. It is one made in what you buy, who you vote for, and how you build your life around it. Your piece of that bright future is partially yours to claim. It's a choice, and we are making it right now. So we know we can grow, and we know how not to waste it. But there is a final question, and it may be the most personal of all. The world is changing this quickly, with more information reaching you every day than any generation in history could process. So how does one person actually keep up? How do you separate the signal from the noise in terms of information? What is actually making you wiser, healthier, better off? And what quietly leaves you poorer and more confused without you ever noticing? That is what we will turn to in our next video. And it might be the most important thing I will have to cover on this channel. So I hope to see you then.